Shalawam, shalawam. Alright. Facing the east towards Jerusalem. First and foremost, all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. Shalawam. Should be good right there. We'll keep it right there. It's all good. Alright, it's your brother Yahawashi Kazak. Back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Alright, out here once again. It is, I believe, April the 21st, 2025. Okay, one step closer to getting up out of this place. One step closer to those secret chambers, to those chariots, which the world ignorantly calls UFOs, UAPs, USOs, whatever they want to call them. So we are one step closer into leaving Babylon. Okay, the title of this lesson will be Women Are Going to Come, or The Women Will Come. Okay, and I want to play a video first and foremost. And this is the spirit of, you know, some of these women right now. It's actually a good spirit what I'm about to play. So I'm gonna just play it. Just let it go. Let me turn it up.
Hold on, because I'm trying to understand. And to the bougie ladies, y'all can help me understand in the comment section down below. What you mean? Y'all leaving y'all men? Y'all hard-working men that make sure they provide his food on the table and sometimes got clothes in your back, and even that's not his job. I really think it's a woman's job to make sure she got clothes. You feel me? I really think it's a woman's job to make sure she keep her nails and her feet done. What you mean you left the man because he can't afford you? What you mean? What y'all mean? Then y'all got women under the comments on my post about eating that Longhorn and Outback saying, well, the men need to stay out of their DMs or stay out of their way if they can't afford them because they not eating that Longhorn and they not eating that Outback. So what you want to eat? He put food in the crib, cook it. It's not his job to do. It's not his job to buy you Fendi, Gucci, Chanel. It's no value in that. A man in his right mind ain't finna do that. If you now hear me out, it's a plus when a man, when you ask him, babe, I need my nails and my feet done, and he pay for it. Babe, I want this bag, and he buys it. But it's not mandatory. He don't have to do that.
Yeah, I think that's enough. You know? So, these women, these days, and we gotta blame it on social media. Okay? We have to blame it on social media majority. Let's get a woman that lives in pleasure. These women these days are, you're set up with a mindset of something that's not realistic, because social media is not realistic. A lifestyle that has been programmed in your mind that truly, if we're being honest, is unreachable. Okay? This is 1 Timothy 5 and 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. So pleasure means you're getting all this stuff. You're going on these trips. You're getting these bags. You're getting these Hermes. You're getting this Chanel and all this type of stuff, which the Moabites have showed you and exposed it to be cheap. All right, so these are simple-minded, shallow women. Your mindset is that of designer, because you believe because it's designer, what you call it, that it's more expensive and that it puts you in a bracket to uplift you, to put you higher than somebody else. That's also being high-minded, just because of materials. Okay, the scripture said, woe to the rich man. All right, woe to those that can afford this stuff. You already have your reward. This stuff is trash. It's ads. Okay? So what if you got a $300 purse or whatever. So what if you got, you know, $500 heels? Okay, your mindset and your understanding is still that of a basic bitch. It's still that of a hood-ass chick. So therefore your characteristics is not where it needs to be. Your lifestyle may be rich, but your characteristics aren't rich. It's no wisdom. Let's get that. Wisdom is above rubies. You can look the part, but have no understanding. Proverbs 8:11. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. Wisdom is above money, above materials, all of this type of stuff. And that goes to brothers as well. All right? Brothers caught up on expensive things, Jordans, you know, whatever it may be. Okay? That's shallow. All right, yeah, we may get nice things here and there at the end of the day, but you know, our main focus is our daily bread. We get our daily bread, and that's all we need. We don't need all this extra stuff to live in this place. We're not set up and settling in this place. So we get our daily bread. I'm not out here spending money on suits and all this bullshit. I can't recount. Well, actually, the last time I bought some shoes, it might have been 2 months ago, and it was like some $50 shoes, and it was for hiking. You know, because I like to hike. So I got me some shoes. Because what's the shoe purpose? To walk. I'm going to use my shoes to walk around. They're going to get dirty. I'm not buying those shoes to have them sit up in my closet looking pretty. That's not the purpose of those shoes. I want some shoes to be durable, to not break on me, right? We're not caught up on the latest fashion, man. You know, Jake got salt, got flavor. Yeah, yes indeed. But at the end of the day, fuck this place. Fuck these materials. Alright? If you want some Jordans, you can get the Jordans. You can go on DHgate and get some Jordans for the low, for the cheap. Okay? So we don't have to get all this stuff, man. We can still look fresh, whatever, but we not gonna spend that fresh price. We not caught up in Babylon. Get this precept from the brother Ecclesiasticus 11:4. Boast not of thy clothing perfect, the water, and remnant, and exalt not thyself in the day of honor. For the works of Yahawah are wonderful, and the works among men are hidden. Exactly. How does Yahawah judge you? He judges the inside. He judges your inner parts. Right? He's not looking at you and being like, oh, this brother got Jordans on. He must be up. No. You don't give a fuck what you're wearing. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You have to have that proper understanding. You have to have the proper characteristics, integrity, morals, values, principles, loyalty. I did a lesson yesterday. Loyalty is not a one-way street. So for Yahawah to do right by what he said, you have to do right on your purpose, on your part of the deal. For that new covenant to be brought unto you, for you to get that everlasting body early, right? VIP, for you to get it early. Because all of Israel is going to get it. But for you to get it this go round, you have to do right on your part of the deal. So loyalty is not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. Meet Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, where you need to meet him. All right? And that's what this woman was saying in the video. Okay? She was saying, it's not up to no man to support this lavish-ass lifestyle. If a man can't buy you no 5,000 bags, so what? If that man is providing food, he can put gas in your car maybe, right? He can pay your bills, like, you know, even in that sense, y'all living together, you know, he's doing his thing, okay? He's doing what he's supposed to do, taking care of the household, working to the best of his ability, then that's what he can. Every brother is not rich, man. We're not rich. But these wicked women out here, you want a man to have this and that to be able to pay his car note and your car note. That's not the reality of our captivity. We in fucking captivity. Alright? So these women, basically, you want a white man, you want an Edomite who got all that, who has the ability to do all of that. Alright? We are in captivity. If you get a good man out here that's willing to go to work, right? And shoot, sacrifice. Because us as men, we sacrifice a lot, right? You know, working jobs that we don't like, getting talked to how we get talked to at work, whatever it may be, all right? But we do that for our families. And these women that don't appreciate that and are not grateful for good men, man, I pray you women die, bro. All right, because you bitches ain't worth shit. To be honest about it, you're not worth shit. If you manipulate a good man, you deserve everything that come to you. You know? And we know a wicked woman is given to a wicked man, at the end of the day. So you women that do not respect the men of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, you gonna feel it. Alright? Now, another thing that sister was saying in the video, her mindset was what? That of Isaiah 4:1. She said women should be able to pay for their nails. Women should be able to pay for their clothes, their food. Let's go get Isaiah 4:1, because that's exactly what popped in my mind. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women, a complete number of women, shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And that means marriage. In other translations, it would say, only let us be married so that we don't be shamed as old hags. Only let us be married. That means intercourse. Okay, these women want to be under your protection. They want to submit themselves to you. That's what's about to take place. These women will come, you know. Let's get a little bit more of the video. And I hope brothers can hear it. You know what I'm saying? I know it's kind of loud out here.
And there's a lot of men leaving these women because they're really like, you know what, I'm sorry, I can't be with this girl because I can't afford her. He got a job, he paying bills, he keep food on the table, and you're still making the men feel this small. You can't afford my lifestyle. Every time I ask him for money, he say no. You should have a job. And it's a plus if you have a job and a man tell you keep all your money, but you never your money. It was a time when us women couldn't work and we fought so that we can work. You got a job now, we can work, we'll accumulate your own money. You want a $5,000 bag, you go buy it. You want $7,000 pair of shoes, you buy it. It's amazing and it's a blessing. We do find a wealthy man that'll be able to do that for us. You feel me? But it's not mandatory. And y'all got the nerve to be out here making
Exactly.
that's working well, this little bit of it.
It's not mandatory. All right, we are in a different situation. A woman, as the scriptures say, let's get that. A woman shall compass a man. Okay, you women, you Israelite women are set up in this society for it to be easier for you with the wick, the EBT, the snap. All of this stuff is set up for you to be over the Israelite man because that's what Esau wants. He wants his favorite sidekick back with him. He wants Eve back on his side so she can once again bring down the Israelite man, the Son of God. All right, that's what we are. So this is Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahawah hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Okay? So, for you women that, you know, you set up and you got that independent mindset where you don't need a man, right? It's going to be found out eventually that you do need a man. Because that mindset is really set up for a judgment for you. When these times that we are entering into, when all these men are knocking on your door, kicking in your window, and ravishing you, if you know what that means. All right? Taking you, humbling your ass. This is what's going to happen. And you will find out in those days that you did need a man. That independent mindset will go out the window. Every woman out here, if she's in her right mind, she's going to seek a man. And not these weak men. And what are these weak men? Men that are not with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay, furthermore, let's go back to Isaiah, because you have to get the 3rd chapter to understand what's about to take place. Isaiah 3 and 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well-set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. These women have no hair. These women, you know, they stomach is all out. They shape. It's all unproportional. It's all sloppy. Okay? Their body is messed up. All right? They have a stink smell. pH balance is off. Because they don't have no wisdom, no understanding. If you eating the McDonald's, oh, your pH balance is off. You got hella parasites. And for you men that's out here messing with these women, when you messing with them, all right, you getting parasites on you. Their demons is jumping onto you. So be careful who you lay down with. All right? That's why you gotta check, man. These women eating fast food, man. That shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So be careful. So if she doesn't care about herself in that sense, she don't got enough wisdom on her to take care of her body, why the fuck is she gonna care about you? She's not gonna care about you, bro. She's not gonna care about your kids because she doesn't care about herself. So what makes you think she will care about her kids? And you trust a woman to take care of your kids, right? That's one of her main duties. Okay? Verse 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thou mighty in the war. What is that war? That's the 3rd woe. World War III, which is right here on the doorsteps. Okay? Right there on the doorsteps. If you know what's going on in the so-called Middle East. Alright? So, what is around the corner? The draft. Alright? Right around the corner. Shalawam. Alright? Verse 26. And her gates, her eyes, shall lament and mourn. She's going to cry. And she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. Because her men are destroyed. These weak men who Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi has set up to get judged in the war. Or to get judged in the purge. The sword will be in 2 places. Right? We talking about massive warfare that's going on. And a carnal man, a man that doesn't trust and believe in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, a man that's not spiritual, will fall by the sword. Because he doesn't know to shut his mouth and go inside his house and lock his door. He wants to be out here in the streets, fighting. Right? He's not a spiritual man. He did not build up his treasures unto heaven. He built up his treasures on this earth. He what? He built up his treasures down here by storing food, storing water, all these type of stuff. Alright, 2 Jake women just passed by, man, looking hard. Alright, and these women, they're gonna turn and they're gonna remember these men. And they're gonna be like, those men were never scared. Those men were never afraid. Those men, week after week after week, constantly was preaching and teaching. Alright, my wife, she got a co-worker at her job. And she saw the elders down on 10th and K, right? And she said, I saw those men in front of CVS. I want one of those. You know, that's what these women is going to be on. Okay? But they don't understand what's the requirements to be with a man of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You got to get in the right mindset. All right? You can't be out here doing bullshit. Because we are austere men. We ain't taking the bullshit. We're not tolerating it. All right? So these women that are going to come are going to be in a a better mindset. So let's read Isaiah 4:1. Once again, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread. Now, what is that meaning? First and foremost, they shall take hold of one man. 7 women, a complete number of women. Not just 7, it could be more. All right? They're not going to have jealousy towards one another. They're not going to have envy towards one another. They're not going to be mad that you have other women, right? This is the type of time that we are going to be in, because they just want that protection. So brothers are going to have multiple women, multiple wives, just because these women want that protection. So 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. So women will be flocking to the men of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi for protection, to make it through Jacob's trouble, which is eventually coming through, which you know as the Great Tribulation. All right? And you know, these women, once again, you gotta get in the right mindset. This sister that I'm showing in the video, she's in the right mindset. All right? It doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, man, that's the order for a man to have multiple women. That's always been the order on this planet. Okay? Women, when you start having multiple men, it creates what? Diseases, yeast infections, stuff like that. A man, you can mess with multiple women all you want. All right? And it's not detrimental to you. Okay? As long as you do it in order. So understand, not in the heathen type of way, the orgies's. No, those practices used to take place back in the Roman and the Greek captivities. You know, where you had Israelites that would take place in those type of events. All right? And you see those type of events on the PORN sites. Okay? That's a wicked mindset. Feast of Bacchus, all these type of wicked feasts that you people celebrate. Easter. This stuff goes back to false gods. All right, believe it or not, all you gotta do is research. We ain't lying. All right, you ain't gotta lie, Craig. We ain't gotta lie. You know what I'm saying? So, these practices are still instilled in these wicked souls that come back. This is why it's so easy for certain people to do these practices. When, hey, the men of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, we look at that shit as ill, man. I'm not trying to share my woman. All right, that ain't what I'm trying to do. I ain't never looked at no woman I want to share her with another man. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's mine. All right? Because a woman is a man's glory, according to 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter. Okay? So, these men of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, you will become to take on much glory. And you will go into the chariots with these women. Right? Verse 2, in that day shall the branch of Yahawah be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. Because we will go into the secret chambers, the chariots, with multiple women. Alright? Households, our houses will be large. For a man, a little one, to become 1,000. Now, if you got that Western mindset of just having one wife, you're not gonna make it, man. Because Esau has, in a sense, butt broke you, man. He's broke you down to his mindset, his little weak mindset. All right, of just having one wife. How are you gonna bring back 1,000? How are you gonna bring back the 2/3 with one wife? She's gonna have all those kids? No. You're gonna have multiple wives, all right, as it was always supposed to be. But brothers can't get that because of the Western mindset that you are on. Okay, verse 3. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. when Yahawah shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, right? So that's also your mindset. And shall purge the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. And Yahawah will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud and smoke by day and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense, and there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and from rain. Let's go to Isaiah. All right. The 30th chapter. Second. I believe it's Isaiah the 30th chapter, or it might be a man shall be a shadow, a man shall be a rest place. Right here, Isaiah 32:2, the water Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So, tying that back to Isaiah 4:1, they will be running to these men because these men are going to be a place of refuge, a place of safety, a place to come and be protected. So let me be married unto you to take away my shame, to take away my reproach. This is what these women are going to be saying. Can I be with you? I don't care how many women you got. Can I be with you? Right? Check the comment board. Come on, brother's dropping them. Brother dropping them. First Esdras 4:26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. More have gone from women than by the sword. That's in the book of Ecclesiasticus, I believe, right? So, once again, because what is a woman? A man's glory. So a man will lose his life over a woman. Let's get that. This is Proverbs 6:34. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Oh man, my phone. It's heating up. It's overheating. I gotta get over here. I saw it. All right, Salaki. Damn. All right, I ain't about to let it. It's hot out here. We should be good in the shade, but if it do shut down, man, Salakia. Damn. I should have got a rag. All right, this is Proverbs 6:34. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. So a man will fight and unalive over his woman. All right, because that's his glory. That's near and dear to his heart, his treasure. That's what men look at, right? Now, understanding this, right now, at this point in time, it's not wise to have multiple wives. You know, I would say that, yeah, brothers have them. Okay, do your thing. Maybe you set up like that, to have multiple wives and to be able to take care of multiple women like that. Because some brothers, you know, financially are set up a little different, you know, but my bank account. So, you know, because what? And multiple kids, like in that sense, because it becomes a lot of attachments. So it becomes more mouths to feed in Jacob's trouble. Now, when those women start coming, you are going to be set up in that way, in that manner, to take care of them. Yahawah's not going to give you all these women and not be able to provide for them. So this is letting you know, in Yaquab's Tazar, Jacob's trouble, we will, hey, Isaiah 65:13, man. We're going to have more than enough. Okay? Some way, somehow, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is going to make it happen for us that we will be able to feed all of these women. That's why a man shall be a resting place for all of these women. Right? The prophets are going to be that safe place, that refuge, that place to go for those that believe, for those that have humbled themselves. Alright? At the end of the day. And that's a beautiful thing to think about, man. You know, if we be of that number. Alright? I want to get another video. Because these Edomites, you know, they acting crazy. So, this Edomite, the mayor of this city, Lancaster, right? Lancaster, California, he's talking about purging. He's talking about bringing a purge, an actual purge. He wants the government to bring a purge. So I'm gonna play this real quick, and you can listen.
Sheriff's Department is 70 deputies down in our city. The sheriff does not enforce the laws against if it's a homeless population because of fear. He's been running the situation about a search. Sheriff's Department is 70 deputies down in our city. The sheriff does not enforce the laws against if it's a homeless population because of fear of lawsuits.
1 second, Salaki, that's not it, man. This one right here, Salaki. Here you go. This man had a lot to say. I'm gonna let him talk a little bit more. I'm gonna, you know, for brothers that ain't seen the video, let's play a little bit more.
That it would give us a purge, because we do need to purge these people. Now, is it harsh? Of course it's harsh. But it's my obligation as the mayor of the city of Lancaster to protect the hardworking families that live there. And I am no longer able to do it. The sheriff's department is 70 deputies down in our city. The sheriff does not enforce the laws against.
All right, now, yeah, that's pretty much going into the last video what he was talking about. So pretty much he said he wants to purge the homeless community of this city. All right, and he said 3 times in a press conference to give them fentanyl. He said he wants to give them all the fentanyl that they can take.
Yes.